Okay, we're going to be working on the canter today with Dakota. So as you've seen in the last video where I was riding her, we did a lot of trotting. We trotted for longer periods of time. I tried to get her into a quicker trot. So when I put on my leg after she was trotting, I want her to go forward from that, not necessarily into canter, but just forward. I want her to be thinking forward off my leg so that she's ready to get into canter because especially with a horse like her, they could have a tendency to like do a little crow hop, like a little kick out, like not a buck, but like one little kick out because they don't really want to go forward. And I really don't want to do that. I want her thinking forward. And she already kind of is. Obviously, you can see that she still doesn't stand in the mounting block super well, but that's kind of what I was thinking. That's my reasoning behind this. And I am using my ground person, as you can see, to send her forward, which I definitely recommend not only in the beginning of starting a horse under saddle, but also on just either fixing a horse that does kick out or doesn't want to go forward, any problems like that. I would definitely do that. I've done that in the past. I had a quarter horse, or no, I had an Appaloosa gelding who he would actually kick out going from the walk to the trot. He did that when I went to look at him to buy him, and I was like, he's perfect. I wanted one that was like pretty laid back and chill. He was one of the best horses I've ever had, but he did that with her when she was showing him to me. So I knew going into canter would be tough because I'd never seen a horse kick out from walk to trot. So I did that with my ground person. I think we did one session. He hopped into canter. He was totally fine. I never had a problem again. So, but I connected it, like I taught him to lunge. We worked on that for a little bit, and then I had my ground person use the lunge line. I used my leg aids and then backed it up with the lunging aids that he already knew, and he was totally fine, would hop into canter, and then I didn't have any issues. But that is a great way to fix problems if you do have issues going into canter, at least with a horse that wants to kick out. A horse that's bucking is a different situation. There's a lot more that goes into that, and there's a lot more different causes. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that on a horse that bucks, but one that kicks out, yes. So I'm gonna get her walking around a little bit, steering a bit, listening to my aids, and then we'll work on the trot, and then we'll go ahead and do a little bit of canter. So we're not gonna just go ahead and push her into canter and have her do laps. That's not the point of this. If you've seen all my other training, I'm gonna do like a step or two. Like everything's broken down, everything's super slow. We're not gonna be rushing it, and she doesn't need to canter laps in the round pen. That's not necessary. I'm really more concerned about her going off of my cues, or at this stage in the game, my ground person's cues, and getting into canter with a person on under saddle and rewarding her for that and making it a positive experience. That's what I'm more concerned about. So that's what you'll be seeing. It's not going to be a ton of cantering. It's going to be a little tiny bits. And then again, just like I did with the trotting, it'll be one stride, two strides, three strides, a half a round pen, a whole round pen, and then we'll go into the arena and do the same thing. So it looks like it's tiny, it's small, it sounds like a long process, but it's really not. It's it's very good for the horse because they build up their confidence and they feel good about it, and it's a positive experience for them, and then they want to canter, and then they want to offer that canter, just like you've seen with her in the round pen and on the lunge line. She wants to offer it to me now. So that's the exact same thing I want under saddle. So I'm just going to cruise through this because we're just kind of getting our game plan together, but she is stopping and standing really nicely, so I do like that. So some little flickers of improvement. She does stand better when I'm just asking her while we're riding. We do need a lot more work on when I'm mounting and then for her to stand and wait for me. So you can see her Western pleasure walk here, nice and calm and chill. But I do need her more forward at this point because she doesn't have um, the muscles to do like the Western pleasure jog and then get herself into the canter. Like she needs a little bit more momentum to get into that. So that can happen later on when she has some top line and some abdominal muscles and things like that. But right now I'm not worried about that. She's a baby. Like we can get to that at another time. I'm just want her to experience the canter a little bit. Beautiful trot transition. I like how forward she is there. That looks really good. She kind of slowed down right there, but she started off pretty forward. And then I'll get her reorganized, ask again. And that's just typical for her, like, is to kind of break gait. That's totally fine. We re-ask and we go back into it. And then I'll like let her go a little bit further before I click and feed her. And again, I should go further past the gate than that. Not very far at all, and basically get the gate. Steering looks nice. Let her go back to the walk. Between every like rep that you'll see with me trotting or getting her into canter, we go back to walk, make sure that's good, we go back to trot and then canter. I don't skip the walk. I don't just go back into trot. I want to make sure the walk is good, but I also want to balance her out and make sure that she can still stand still and still walk, not just thinking forward all the time, go, go, go. And for her, that's not going to be as big of a deal. If you have a hotter typed horse, obviously that's going to be a lot bigger of a deal. So if you have something like that, I would look at Red's videos. Another really nice transition, a little slow, a little slower this time. That's a little bit better as far as trot speed goes. But she stays on the rail nicely and just kind of cruises around. That's what I'm looking for. So a nice good lap. That's a good place for her to stop and stand. It's away from her magnet, which is the gate. Let her hang out there, kind of get my game plan together. So give her a quick break after that. Again, I want to show that she's standing a lot better than she used to. Obviously, we still need some work, especially at the mounting block, but this is much better, so I do like this. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because she walks very slow, and you've seen her walk, so she can do that. We already have established that. But I like how she's on a loose rein. I like how relaxed she is. The steering's pretty decent. I like how she comes back down after she's been trotting or get even faster into the canter, which you'll see. It's just little things. It's not necessarily the walk that I need to show, it's her between those two times. So I'm going to reach down my rein, have my grab strap, and then I'll ask her to speed up here to my trot. Again, a really nice transition. Decent trot, nothing crazy, like probably a little bit on the slow side, but again, that's what we get with her, so that's fine. She moved forward into it really nicely, so I'm not too mad about that. Again, she's trotting for longer and longer periods of time here, so that's a big improvement because she's been trotting for almost 2 laps here. So I'm starting to ask for the canter, so you can see she didn't actually canter, but she did speed up toward that and kind of was thinking about it, so I'm going to click that. That's the first beginning step here. I like you saw earlier, I don't care about the actual canter at first. It's her thinking forward, thinking about going into it, especially for a horse like her. She's so not forward, she doesn't want to go forward at all. I have to make it very appealing to her and find little things to reward so that she does want to go forward. If I push her and push her and push her, she's just not going to want to go forward more. So I'm just going to make it worse. So that was really nice. Give her a moment to stop and eat her reward and think about things. And then again, after we've gone as fast as she has, she's not fully cantering, but she's thinking about it. She's nice and relaxed again here, like you see. So this is a really good foundation, as you'll see, like we'll build up to actually cantering. So I know it looks like very small, but we're building on it. And different horses need different amounts. Like obviously, if your horse is more trained, they don't need this. If your horse is more forward, they don't need this. But for her, this is what she needs. So I'll call it a day on that. She was really good. Let her stand and hang out here. But yeah, little baby steps, and we're just building it up.